Awesome. Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. I want to quick share my screen, do a couple of announcements before we get into the meat and potatoes of the call. I'm putting this in your face tonight, y'all. Okay? Because this is the dangling carrot. Now, it is slightly different. The shirt has a couple edits on it. The Inspire Beauty is underneath the doer in just a slightly different font. But this is our theme for Summit. The theme for Summit from Beachbody is Team Up, Dream Up. And as leaders, we wanted to continue with that dream theme. But we had this on our hearts that like, it's not enough to just dream. Like I guess it is. I mean, I guess it's fun to dream, but it's about the doing, right? Like backing it with action. So our personal theme for Summit as a team within the Beachbody Team Up, Dream Up Summit theme is Dreamer Doer. Okay. And so this is the reward for achieving, holding, and being Emerald or higher on June 2nd when you wake up. You'll also get a rewards dinner on Friday night while we're in St. Louis at Summit. And so this is it's just an awesome reward incentive for you to do something in your business that is going to boost your confidence. It's going to open and unlock doors. It's going to unlock parts of the compensation plan. And we're going to talk all about that tonight. So that's the first thing I'm going to put in your face. Second thing that I want to put in your face is, where y'all at? There you went. Tomorrow is launch day of our newest program, Fire and Flow. And so you'll notice on the collab today, I gave you a couple things to do. If you haven't been to the collab yet today and peeked at some of my posts, I've given you this graphic that you can take and put inside your bod group communities. You can utilize them in your team pages or message threads to make sure that you're bringing energy and momentum. And I put a couple of my pro tips there as well. I also gave you guys a today list for the day before launch of things that I took care of today. So I pre-posted this stuff. So tomorrow it's ready to roll out. And there's a couple other things that I gave you for today. 3 things to be exact. Following up with people who tried the sample, following up with people who said that they wanted to do Fire and Flow, maybe filled out your form, making sure that their ducks are in a row so that tomorrow, all you have to do is set up their share cart and send it out, right? So make sure today it's a huge night of follow-ups. If you have not done that yet, after call is over tonight, I know what you'll be doing. Okay. Prep all of these launch day graphics where they need to be prepped. That's number 2. And I can't think of the third thing off the top of my head while I'm talking to you guys, but you can go over to the collab and check out my quick today list. Oh, it's prep yourself for an email to go out tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to be giving you a lot of launch day scripting in a Google Doc that you can then take and utilize wherever. You can use them on your team pages. You can use them in your, emails. You can use them in one-on-one messages to clients, to coaches, to new people. There's just stuff for every scenario. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow as well. That is going to be gold for you. Okay, so that's basically it for the announcements. Those are like 2 big things that are happening right now. So when I say that's it, like that is like, that's it. Like that's my focus right now. How can I get as many people to that Emerald dinner, right? That's my focus. And my other focus is how can I get as many people as possible kickstarting their summer with Fire and Flow. I also put in the team page in Inspire Beauty, I put some pro tips for what I tend to do with my supplements when it is a launch month. So if you are not maybe starting Fire and Flow right now, it's still a great idea to get it tomorrow and bundle it with your May supplements so that you can save some money. And I put the breakdown on Inspire Beauty so you can see how it goes from upwards of like $260 to now $190 if you're getting the deluxe pack. And there is savings included if you go with just the basic pack too, right? So I definitely think it's a smart idea and a smart scenario. And I'm going to give you a couple other scenarios tonight as we talk about going Emerald in 24 hours. That's our training tonight. So,
hey, Britt, can I pop in real quick on something that just popped up in the back office? Absolutely. For anybody who has clients who were waiting to do 4-week gut protocol because of the SUPs, there's some that are dropping tomorrow. So when Fire and Flow drops, those SUPs are supposed to be dropping also for people who were specifically waiting for those to do 4-week gut protocol with them. they are anticipating they are going to sell out again. And they have another stock that's coming in June. But that's in the back office, in breaking news. It's something they just put up within the last hour or so, I think.
Thank you so much for that. That's an awesome way to tag that on. Guys, I see a couple questions before I go back and share my screen. Holly, do you still get that if you aren't able to go to Summit? The shirt, sure. The dinner, no, right? Because you're not there. But yes, the shirt is an incentive right now for all of our coaches who are pushing. So anyone that wakes up Emerald and higher on June 2nd. Come here. Okay. Grace is being a little pickle today, y'all. Okay. And then Chelsea, you asked, were there any graphics that explain pricing? 100%. If you go into the guide tab on the Coach Collab, I gave you 2. I gave you the total solution pack if they do not have Beachbody On Demand, and I gave you the completion pack if they do have Beachbody On Demand and they're just going with supplements. You'll see the 2 breakdowns of the basic and the deluxe. It has pricing with it. And then underneath it, it shows the 3 options for picking what supplement they want to do. So just go to the guides tab on the Level Up Beauties page on Facebook. Yep, guide 11. Thank you. And you'll find, if you scroll, you'll see there's a pricing one. Okay. I feel like y'all with Fire and Flow, there is no stone unturned. So if you have any question about Fire and Flow, that guide 11 is the holy grail for you. I promise you, I have not left a single thing undone. Okay. And everything that I've done there is exactly what I'm doing. So you're like, what's her secret? Gave it to you. I already gave it to you. And if you wonder what my secret is, I hit Success Club already this month. I'm going into this launch, like super excited for just extra energy and momentum as we wrap up the month. If you're wondering what's her secret, how'd she hit Success Club? Go watch all of my power hours that I've done this month, because I gave you exactly what I'm doing, because I'm working right alongside of you. So there is no secret. It's just information that you actually have to tap into, right? So make sure that you're checking that guides tab out. Okay, let me flip back over to my screen share. And we're going to break down Emerald tonight. Now, you guys, in the collab for the next like week and a half, okay? Can you guys hear me? It said it connected to my AirPods, so I'm trying to make sure you got the audio still here. Cool. If I cut out, just somebody like give me a little sign. Yeah, Leah, I can see you, so you can give me the sign. Okay. In the collab, we are doing an intentional push, and you're going to notice daily posts that give you information about Emerald, maybe help you with something that I have seen as an obstacle for people. For example, talking about people who are busy. How do you handle somebody that tells you they're busy? We're going to tackle that. How do you handle somebody that tells you, they don't want to coach other people, right? There's information throughout all that. So it's chock full of knowledge, but every day there is an action-based item for you to go do. And the actions are really simple. I give you a posting prompt. How many people, show of hands, wish they had a daily posting prompt every day because they never know what to post about? Yeah. Hello. This is you're welcome. Okay. I love tank tops. I love black athletic wear and cheetah print. I love gift cards for Target. However you want to repay me, but you are freaking welcome, because every day you get a post prompt. You also get a daily task to invite 5 people. And then there's always one that's like a toss up with whatever the theme is that day. But every day, you guys, there are some things to do. So don't take those posts and just like, oh, that's nice, that pre-posted, I'll get to that later. Like, that is your focus and your direction for this week. If you want to make Emerald happen, in the chat right now, just so I know where we're at, who is currently holding Emerald? Tell me, like, I'm holding Emerald, like, and this is what I'm going for. Or tell me, if you're not Emerald yet, do you need inactives to active? Like, what do you need to go Emerald? Do you need 2 coaches? Do you need I really say teammates now, not coaches, because I'll get to that in a second. But do you need 2 teammates? Do you need 1 teammate? Do you need 1 teammate to go active? And then you need to add a teammate? Like, tell me in the chat. I want to see kind of where our team's at. Leah says she's holding an Emerald and she's going for Diamond. Annie's got her Emerald and she's pushing for Diamond to get that back. Chelsea is looking at going Emerald tomorrow, needing 1, and she had a PC go active today, so that's amazing. Holding Emerald for Ashley. Haley needs 2 teammates. Holly, I believe I'm holding Emerald, and I need to sign 1 person tomorrow hope to sign a person tomorrow as a PC. Awesome. Leia's gone emerald again and halfway to my next emerald. And we'll talk about here in a second. What does that mean, going emerald again? Holding emerald for Amanda, holding emerald for Kristen, one teammate for Bridget. Okay. So it's important, you guys, that at this point, you know where you're at. If you're on this call tonight, okay, and you're learning how to go emerald in your business, whether that's for the first time, getting it back, or just doing it over and over again so that you can continue with the momentum, my assumption is that you, somewhere in your belly, there is some desire in your chest, some like flutter in your mind that you have what it takes to build this business. I know this about you. And if you are a coach rank, coach membership, not a preferred customer, but a coach membership, I truly believe Emerald is the new coach. If you enroll as a coach, Emerald is the new coach, because Emerald means you have people to coach. There's people with you. I'm going to tell you right now, who here feels like in order to go Emerald, you need business builders. In order to go Emerald, you need business builders. Raise your hand. Anybody? Anybody feel that way? Amanda, I love the honesty. Be honest with me. It's cool. Who here feels like in order to go Diamond, you need people who also want to build a business? To go Diamond, you need like people who are gung-ho, excited about building a business. A lot of people. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Truly, you don't. You just don't, right? We have this idea, and I'm going to tell you, your first people when you become Emerald, they are not going to be your business builders. Maybe. Like, maybe you are the luckiest person in the freaking world, and one of the people you enroll as a coach decides to fly with this business and takes off, and kudos to you. Let me know where you found her. But most of you are going to go Emerald, your first rank advancement, with people who just love you or love the community. You also probably will go Diamond in very much the same way. I used to say that Emerald is a decision, and while it is, this is why it's called Emerald in 24 hours, because you can literally get off this call tonight, figure out who your two people are going to be, and tomorrow set them up with a Fire and Flow pack. It's a decision. Like, you can literally decide tonight to do that. But really, to me, Diamond is a decision, because I'm certain if I polled you guys, you've sent more than 12 Christmas cards out around the holidays. You've probably been invited to more than 12 graduations, birthday parties, Zoom birthday parties, bar mitzvah, like, I don't know. You've probably been invited to more than 12 things, social gatherings. If you went to your college, high school reunion, I guarantee there's probably more than 12 people there. So Diamond is truly a decision of like, who is my initial tribe of people? And they actually don't have to be people who want to build a massive business. And you don't have to be somebody tonight on this call who's like, man, I want to build a massive business. Now that was my story when I started, but it's not everybody's story. And it's okay if it's not your story, because the things about Beachbody that I was uncertain of, I only got certain about things the longer I was in this business and the more exposure I got to things, right? So I don't want you to discredit yourself from any sort of type of team you could build simply by what you think right now. Can you give yourself the gift of like the journey? You know what I mean? So Emerald it used to be 2 active coaches, but now we have our preferred customers. So it's you, and you have either an active coach or PC on each leg. In network marketing with Beachbody, we are a binary system where we have a left leg of coaches on our team and a right leg of coaches on our team. And preferred customers also go under that, on that umbrella, okay? It's you plus 2. That's the easiest way to remember it. Why? Brittany, why should I go Emerald? Why is coach the new Emerald? Well, number one, it's community and accountability. I look at my journey and I'm consistent because there's people counting on me. I promise you guys, there's times in my journey where I don't want to show up, but then I'd have to answer to Kristen as to where the heck I've been. Right? Like, I don't want to have to answer to Kristen. I don't know about you. Like, right? I know she's like knocking on your doors about Summit and all that, right? Like, come on, Kristen, like she runs a hard ship, right? So like, but it's accountability and it's that community, because I know also that if I was going through something, Kristen would be one of the first people I'd reach out to, right? Because we built that relationship over time. It's community, it's accountability. The other thing about going Emerald is it boosts your confidence. You get to give yourself your own promotion. As a teacher, a lot of you guys know my story, but for 10 years, my friends, 10, I taught for 10 years in the classroom. And for 10 solid, I know, I don't look a day over 21, I know. But for 10 years, I worked in the classroom, okay? And I didn't get a single raise. For 10 years, not a penny more than the day I started right out of college. Didn't matter how much I added to my degree, didn't matter how many things I went and did, it didn't matter. Didn't matter. They put a freeze on every raise and I never got a penny more. And then I found Beachbody and there was really no cap to where I went, but it was up to me to decide I was going to go there. And every time, you guys, that I rank advance, every time that I help someone else rank advance, me as a leader, as a business owner, I get confidence. Even today, right now, when you guys go Emerald this week, next week, leading up into that, I'm going to have so much confidence in our team that I didn't have at the start of this week before you did that. You guys build my confidence as a leader, right? And in turn, you're building your own confidence in yourself as leaders and people who are guiding each other or guiding others on their journey. The other thing is earning customer leads and team cycle bonus. Right now, as an Emerald coach, you have the opportunity when Beachbody, people order a lot of times on the late night infomercials, or they order on, online, and they don't know a coach necessarily. They just want to buy the DVDs. I still encounter that. People are like, why can't I buy the DVDs? They still want to buy the things, right? But they don't know that there's like this coach. And that was kind of me too, you guys. I didn't really know that like you got hooked up with a coach because I bought my stuff on Amazon. Had I known that, I probably would have like gone to Beachbody in the first place, right? But I didn't know that. So those customer leads have to go somewhere. As an Emerald coach, currently, you get those customer leads. They assign them to you. The other thing it unlocks is team cycle bonus. And you might be like, for an Emerald coach, team cycle bonus, and I'm not going to get into the nitty gritties of like how this happens and the mechanics behind it, because that is part of the last week's like prep training. I shared videos with you guys on how that team cycle bonus works and all that stuff. So if you need information on that, go back to those resources and training tab that I did, and you'll see all the videos that you can watch to learn more about that. But just know, as an Emerald coach, your team cycle bonus is $14 every time it cycles. And as an Emerald coach, you're allowed to cycle up to $250 a week. So my friends, you could cycle $250 a week. There's 4 weeks in a month. That's an extra, I don't know, math on a Monday, $1,000. Does anybody else want an extra $1,000 this month just from team cycle bonus? That's what Emerald can do. Now, are you going to team cycle $250 this Thursday? No, there's a process to that, right? There is a process to that. But can you trust me that I would never guide you somewhere that I wouldn't go myself? That's what I had to take a trust leap, you guys. When my coach told me about going Emerald, I just had to trust that she had my best intentions in mind and that she would never tell me to do something that she wouldn't do herself or that was malicious or, right? Like, if you can just trust for a second that there is possibility and income that can bless your family, it's there. The reason I put groceries, you're probably like, why did she put groceries for team cycle bonus? You guys, because when I started as a coach, if you don't know my story, when I started, I would sweat in the Publix checkout lane. I'd be buying groceries for one. It'd be like $60 for the week. It wasn't anything crazy. $60. And I would sweat in the checkout lane because I was always worried that my debit card would bounce or be declined because I didn't have enough money in my checking account. Every time. And so team cycle bonus helped me get out of that space. $14, you guys, that's a cup of coffee and with a friend. That's a conversation with a friend and a cup of coffee, right? So I know 14 sounds like, oh, like that's whatever, like that's nothing, but it adds up. And can you trust that it will for you if you just keep going? So I'm going to talk to you a lot tonight about strategy, okay? So my very first strategy and tip for you is that if you do not have a spouse or what we call a controlled business center, that has to be number one on your list. Now, again, this call is not for the person who is going to try Beachbody for a month and then say it's not for you and then head on out. This is not for the hobbyist coach. This is not for that person that you only come back in the summertime because school's out and it's just really fun for you. Like, no offense. I would not tell you to sign. I'm being real with you right now. I don't think you should sign your spouse if you're not serious about building a business. Why? Because you do have to invest money to enroll a spouse, and to keep them active, you're going to purchase supplements under them. So if you're not really in this, if this is kind of like stick shifty for you and you don't need like always get supplements and stuff like that, then I'm not going to tell you, I like, don't enroll a spouse. This call is not for you. I love you so much. Right. But if you are like I was, and I was hungry, like, tell me what I have to do to build this business, your spouse needs to be the first thing you enroll, and they should be placed on your weak leg. Now, again, you're like, leg, which leg, left, right? I don't know. Your coach can help you figure out which leg. And so this is where we slow down a bit. And after this call, if your strategy is, okay, I need to enroll my spouse, I have to have a crucial conversation with my spouse about this, then I want you to know that your coach can help you figure out exactly the placement. Okay, so don't just like go off and try to do something and then later like be like, I wish I would have done this, right? Like, let's do this the right way. They should be on your weak leg. Why? Because this is an opportunity for you to build volume, which is how we do our team cycle bonuses, in a space that you can control. Okay, so why would I tell you to enroll a spouse? Well, I enrolled Charlie like 2015 is when I enrolled Charlie. And there were many times, I'm going to be very honest with you. And at that time, okay, I'll tell you, because I know like curious minds want to know, how did you enroll Charlie? I got a Chalene Extreme Challenge Pack. I got the Chalene Extreme DVDs because I really wanted that program. Because at this point, you guys, we used to climb, in a snowstorm both ways, 17 miles to sell a challenge pack. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Now y'all youngins have it so easy. Okay. But back in the day we had a la carte, like you had to buy the program, and I really wanted Chalene Extreme, and Charlie really wanted to try Shakeology. So he took the Shakeology, I took the Chalene Extreme, and everything was fine in our soon to be marriage. Okay. But here's the thing. I enrolled him that way, but there were many times in the beginning of my business where I did not have the financial means to keep him active. And I understand that. But here's the thing. He didn't make any money in 2015. He didn't make any money in 2016. In fact, I gotta pause for a second, and you guys can't see my other share, can you? It stayed on that. That's okay. I don't need you to. Okay. Let me go back for real back so I'm not just saying stuff. I enrolled him in 2014. My apologies. He made nothing in 2014. In 2015, he made $0. In 2016, he made $500, give or take a couple pennies. 500, okay. In 2017, am I in 2017 now? Yeah. In 2017, he made $1,000. And then leading into our wedding year, he made $2,000. And then it just kept leaping from there to the point that now he makes upwards of 15,000, somewhere in that zone. Charlie doesn't work. Where am I at? Where's my slides at? Ah, there we are. Charlie doesn't work this business. And for those first few years, he had no desire to do the workouts. He didn't have a desire, to like, he wasn't like my sweat buddy, right? But over time, you guys, the placement that he was, because I trusted the process and I saw a long game with my spouse, over time, that's blessed our family. I have 3 streams of income through Beachbody. My first business center, I have a second business center, and I have a spouse business center. And in his business center, imagine if you had 3 places in Beachbody that you earn money, not just your main business center, but 3 of them. And imagine that spouse one was bringing in 15,000 a year because you just placed them in the right spot, not because it was perfect, not because it was fast win, but that you saw the long game, right? I want to explain this to you guys. It could be so easy for me to do like an Emerald in 24-hour call and just tell you, sign this person, and then you sign them and you hit Emerald and then it falls flat. I'm about the long game. I'm a freaking tortoise, y'all. Like, I want to build something that lasts. So why did I enroll him? Well, I trusted the process and I knew that over time, that business center would accrue enough volume that it would pay out. You can oversee their account and their rank. So when I told you and I said, show of hands, who here thinks you need, business builders to build yourself to diamond? And I had a lot of hands go up. Well, guess what? I can easily make my spouse account emerald and that can help me go diamond. So you have the ability to oversee their rank and their account. The reason I put that picture here is there's plenty of people who fall in this category that are technically a PS coach of Charlie, but not really. I take care of them. It's this. Having your spouse in the top of your business. Now, I could have waited. I could have waited those years he was making $0, you guys. I could have been like, see, it's not worth it. I should have waited. But again, I was playing the long game because I saw the potential of the future if I just held on to that spot. Okay, because the top of your business center will be always where the most volume happens. The longer you wait, volume's lost because of where they would end up on the genealogy. So the greatest potential for earning income for a spouse account is that very first spot, if it's available, the very first one on your weak leg. And then I create something, you guys, that becomes a we thing. I can't imagine going to places like Summit or my trips, my reward trips or things like that without Charlie by my side. I can't imagine it. I don't want to imagine it. And so maybe for some of you guys tonight, this is the opportunity where there is a crucial, vulnerable conversation with your spouse. Not because you need them to build this business with you, not because you need them to believe in where you're going, but because Charlie is my life partner. And I want to build something that blesses our family. And so I want him to know what I'm doing, right? And I want him to eventually be able to be exposed to it. Being able to take him on the Success Club trips, being able to take him to the summit and places like that, where he sees the things that I'm just doing in this corner of the house, right? Oh my gosh, it brings it to life. Getting to see Eric, Leia's husband, Eric, experience the Success Club trip this last March or whenever that was, man, that was like so fulfilling for my heart because I remember seeing Charlie see it for his first time. And so this is the kind of thing, like it's a we thing and you get to create something that becomes that. So how do you enroll them? Tomorrow, you absolutely could enroll them with a Fire and Flow pack. So if you haven't enrolled them, you could do that. Now, do you need 2 Beachbody On Demand subscriptions in your house? No, but you could just do that with the pack and then cancel it so it never renews for another year, right? You could do that. You could do a 3-day refresh bundle. You could do Gut Protocol. Maybe you never got access to Gut Protocol, and so you want access to that program. But what I always suggest is setting your spouse's order to packets so you can use them as giveaways or samples. And then a spouse business account, just like I said, I didn't always keep him active in the beginning years, I just couldn't, right? It didn't make sense. But to keep them active, you don't need 90 or anything like that. That's for Success Club. So if you're like, okay, but what about the 90 personal volume on Home Direct that I need each month? That's for you. That's for your business center. That's for Success Club. But to keep someone active, all they need is 50 volume points every 5 weeks. So what I do is whatever extra supplements I use beyond Shakeology or whatever my, if my performance stat goes under my account, then maybe I put my Hydrate, collagen, and beach bars under Charlie's account. And in the chat, people can share with you who have a spouse account, what they do in their account to keep that active, right? But also I do it, it's every 5 weeks. So, and you could also sell something in their account and that also keeps them active as well. So every so often I'll sell, I'll enroll somebody under Charlie's account and then that keeps him active with that volume as well. And if you have questions on this too, drop them in the chat. I'm not going to look at the chat just yet, but we'll definitely put them in there. And I'm sure there's people that can answer. So okay, so you got one. Tonight you leave this call and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have this vulnerable conversation with my spouse. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I believe, like, I trust that Brittany is leading me in the right direction. I have this like stirring in my belly that maybe, just maybe, I could build this business. Like, okay, what's next? You just need to add one more. So you're gonna invite one of your favorite humans to do this with you. Think about it like that. Inviting one of your favorite humans to do this with you right now. In your mind, picture, who are 10 of your favorite people in the world? Those are the people you should be asking. Not because you want to spam your friends and annoy your people. No. Let's not get this twisted. This has blessed you in some way, shape, or form, whether that is because of your consistency in your health now and your mindfulness there. Maybe this has taken you out of a pit of depression. Maybe you're surrounded by a positive community now that you never had access to before. Maybe this has gotten you through a challenging season of your life. Maybe now you feel supported as a mom and you never felt that way before. What has this done to bless you? That's what you're giving to somebody. You're not giving them, join me with the challenge pack and help me hit this goal, please, right? And also, we're not giving people a way out by saying, just do it for me this month so I can hit this goal and then you can quit. Do not shortchange yourself like that, right? Why not tell somebody, hey, why don't we, like, I'd love if you tried this for the summer months. See if after 3 months how you feel. If you feel better after 3 months, like, then maybe we can keep this going, right? But don't tell people, because I've heard it before where I'm like, oh, well, I'll have them come in and then I'll cancel them in a month, You're worth too much. So who could benefit from moving their body? Who could benefit from eating better? Being more mindful of what they're consuming, being surrounded by positive community. I can't think of a single person in the world that wouldn't benefit from one of those things, if not all three. Who in your life do you want on this journey with you? Who do you want to take trips with? I mean, I'm constantly thinking of that, you guys. Like, I'm like, would I really want to hang out with that person? Probably not my tribe, right? Who do you want to take trips with? Who do you want to grow with? Who do you want to run challenge groups with? Who do you want to help you stay accountable on your journey? Invite them. You guys, I'm going to have our leaders in this thread who have gone Emerald before share. They're going to go back for you. They're going to take you back real quick. And they're going to tell you how they enrolled their first two, who were their first two, so that they got Emerald. And some of us have to think a lot further back to that. But while they drop that in the chat, I want to share with you that one of the second coach that I needed to go Emerald was my mom. My first coach actually wasn't Charlie at the time. I knew Charlie, but like we were not a thing at that time when I first started coaching. And so my first coach was actually somebody, and I'll give you the strategy here in a second, but it was somebody who was joining my challenge group. And she really saving money was great for her. She wanted the discount. And so I enrolled her that way. And she was one of my very first coaches. Her name was Gina. None of you know her. The second one was my mom. Because when I realized I was halfway to Emerald, and I'm speaking a word to my friends who are halfway to Emerald and just sitting there, when I realized I was halfway to Emerald, you better believe I got on the freaking phone with my mom and was like, Mom, not sure what I'm doing. Okay, don't judge me. I just need your credit card. I need a little login information, and I'm going to set you up with some Shakeology, right? Like, and Mom was like, okay. And I know you guys know my mom. If you're in the sisterhood, you know my mom. My mom's still a challenger of mine to this day. My mom was sitting there, not doing Shanti's workout with me at my 60th, but was there, and Chelsea can attest to that, right? My mom was there, right? That's somebody I want on this journey with me because she's always been my biggest supporter. Yeah, I know, my mom freaking loves her 10-minute lower back yoga. She freaking loves it. She lives for it. Okay, so you guys, that's how I got Emerald the first time. So in the chat, we've got some of our friends sharing with us how they went Emerald. So Leah said that her hubby was her first coach, spouse account, perfect. And her mom was her second. Annie, husband and best friend. Kristen, Ashley, cousin and mom. Ashley, my mom, who you guys still see to this day, right, on the journey, and a friend. Ashley, I'm curious in the chat, is your friend still a part of this team? Holly, close friend and husband. And Holly, you're a very fresh Emerald, so I know that they are still a part of this. Nicolette said, my husband and my sister-in-law. And cool news about that is, I'm pretty sure your sister-in-law, right, is Sarah, who's coming to Summit. So that's really cool. Bridget, Amanda had Bridget, which was a high school friend. Am I correct in saying high school friend, I think, and her mom. I love that. Ashley said that no, her friend's no longer a part of the team. Chelsea started with her aunt and a friend. Leia had to go way back in the archives, right? Just like me, hubby and daughter. You guys, I hope you're seeing that maybe you've been overcomplicating this. My point in them sharing this with you is that we overcomplicate, right? Figure out like a dirt lister. That's your, if you don't have a spouse account that you can do, then a dirt lister, like a parent, like my mom was my spouse account to start because I didn't have a spouse when I first started. So my mom was that controlled business center. And then I had my friend who was joining the sisterhood and wanted the discount. So we enrolled her as a coach. Okay. So let's not overcomplicate this. I also asked, the reason I asked Ashley if that friend was still here is because I think it's important. I think sometimes we get stuck in this place where we think the people we sign are going to be with us forever. And so we do U+2, we get to Emerald, and then I see this time and time again, my friends, and I'm giving you this preemptive warning because I want to see you go Emerald, but we're going to talk about going Emerald again also. Why? Because that friend is going to leave. They're going to get bored. They're going to find something else to do. They're going to go through a challenging season. They're going to, right? Or they're going to cancel their shakes and go inactive. And then you're going to be that jerk that no one wants to hang out with because you're always like, hey, can you be active? Like, right? No, this is network marketing, you guys. And the team, the community is what you guys gravitate towards. And the nature of this business is you have to build a team. That's just the nature. That is the blessing behind network marketing. That's the allure of this business that makes it different than other things. You have to build a team. So if you are counting on these two humans to stay active and stay engaged forever and ever, amen, I'm going to burst your little bubble tonight that that's just not the case. So I'm already Emerald. Now what? This is either you right now on this call, or this is you on June 2nd. And you're like, okay, I'm Emerald. Now what? Upgrade your challengers. This is a routine and a rhythm that I get in every single month. So when you hear Brittany say Emerald again, this is not a rank that Beachbody, recognizes. We're like, oh, she went Emerald again. No, this is a Brittany Inspire Beauty recognition system for how you continue to build a team that has energy and momentum so that you don't stall out. Okay. So upgrading your challengers every month, asking yourself, who is a rock star in your group? Who's loving the supplements? Okay. And then inviting them to upgrade. I promise you guys, your best and most loyal teammates love you and they love Beachbody, but they don't care about the business. And that's okay. That's 100% okay. There's so many opportunities for that person to flourish and stay connected in this community that are not the business. Like right now I'm talking to a small fraction of our team, you guys, but our team is so much deeper than just the people who are building the business. That's an option for people, but not everybody grabs that option. That's okay. But I want you to know that people love you and they love Beachbody. And so if you simply just say like, oh my gosh, like I want you like part of our book clubs and part of our team and everything like that, they might upgrade. You have to have the conversation. The other thing is the amazing discount on supplements they love. If you catch a challenger who is on Shakeology, Leia does a great job of this with her people where she's like, this is how much you would have saved. She gives them like a calculated receipt, like every month, right? Of like, well, now you could have saved this much. Now you could have saved this much. Now you could have saved this much, right? And so if you happen to notice that a challenger is month after month after month ordering Shakeology or ordering their subs, it's time they get that discount. And then you have no clue, you guys, I go back to this. Your initial people, we're not seeking business builders. You build business builders with your belief in them and what their natural gifts that they give out. I look at all of you guys and I see natural gifts that make our team better, that make you equipped to coach and serve and love others. I see it in all of you when I look through the screen. So my friends, you have no clue who your next rock star coach will be. Leia had zero desire to build this business. She wanted a discount and to support her daughter because she was like her daughter's, bucket list call or dirt list call, right? And so Leia's like, sure, I'm in, whatever you need, sis, But then it was when I finally could talk to Leia face to face, we would go and we'd go get happy hour together. I'd go visit her at her beach house. We'd get coffee. And in these tiny pockets of like a relationship building setting where I could be a friend, I could remind Leia, you already have a gift for cheering people on. Why don't you do this? And someone like Kristen who joined and she didn't care about the team. She didn't care about it. Just give me the workouts. Like, shut up. I don't need you. I don't need all of this stuff. But she had an inner competitive fire. And then when she started seeing other people doing things, that natural fire came out of her, a why not me attitude. And so I didn't know Leia would be my next rock star coach when she enrolled on the day she enrolled. I was just happy that Katie, her daughter, enrolled her and I could shout her daughter out for halfway to Emerald. And I was happy that I had a new teammate to build a relationship with, to bring into this community, because you've heard me say this before. The purpose behind this team is not to sell challenge packs. It's so that women don't walk alone. That's why I built this team. That's why I keep building this team. It's not to sell Shakeology. That's awesome. It's a cool supplement. I love it. It's a great tool in our toolbox. That's not the purpose behind why I'm here. And same thing when Kristen enrolled, like she didn't want anything. And so I was like this annoying person, like, want to be my friend? Like, come be my friend, come hang out with us, right? And we've built such a beautiful friendship since then, but that stuff takes time, my friends. So I don't want you to have this mindset of like, okay, well, if I upgrade my challenger, or I don't know if they're ready to be a coach, and I don't know if they're ready. That's not for you to worry about. You worry about building a team that loves you and Beachbody, get them discounts on supplements they love, and believe in them, in their strong gifts that they already are naturally bringing out, and they'll naturally progress the way they need to. The other thing that I want you to start practicing is picking a path with every new client. So you might enroll this challenger as a customer to start, and that's okay. That's great. A lot of times I do that with somebody just to make sure, are they going to be consistent on their journey, right? I want them to like really get in this before they dive into maybe preferred customer or coaching. But getting in a rhythm of allowing that person who's, excuse me, who's picking their pack, like, are they picking Shakeology or Performance Stack? Are they picking Go and Glow, right? When you let them pick their supplements, the next thing you do is you pick their flavors. And I want you to get in a rhythm that the third thing you do is pick their path. There's 3 options. And you can give them this graphic. I don't even talk about it. I'm just like, okay, last question. I know I'm super annoying. I promise I'll get your link set up for you ASAP. But before that, there's 3 different ways you can enroll. I'm going to drop a graphic. It's going to break them all down, but it's basically customer, a VIP customer, and then coach on my team. Give it a look. Tell me which way you want to go. Super non-threatening. I'm not like, you should be this, right? No, I give them the information. I put them in the driver's seat, and then they enroll the way they want to enroll. But then again, that's when I start looking for the challengers after that. If they enroll as a challenger or customer, month after month after month, I'm going to look, are they loving this community? Are they loving the supplements? Well, then maybe it's time I re-engage this conversation, especially when a launch is happening. Ding, 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 ding. I brought it back to that. Especially when a launch is happening, this is an awesome time to go back to your challengers who have maybe been crushing it in 2022 and let them know that they could upgrade to VIP. And you can give them the 2 options. There's 2 options on May 24th for you to enroll. Okay, you could do VIP, or we could talk about coaching. So some homework. You guys can be Emerald by June 2nd, 100%. You could be Emerald this Thursday when you wake up. You could wake up tomorrow and decide with Fire and Flow that you're going to go Emerald, and you just check it off and lock it in. That's it. It is literally up to you. And if you're not Emerald by June 2nd, what is standing in your way? What is the fear that is stopping you and crippling you from bringing someone else into this? Right? Because I know that your life has been impacted because someone else had the audacity, the courage to reach out to you, or maybe to post in such a way that allowed you to reach out to them. We have to be able to continue that gift. So first, enroll a controlled business center if you haven't yet, and be vulnerable enough to have this conversation with your spouse. Can you tell them where you're going, even if you don't see the way there yet? I dare you. Enroll a dirt lister. This is your mom, your friend, your BFF, your sibling, etc., to be your number 2. So remember that list of your 10 favorite humans? Don't stop there. Like that dirt lister is going to be one of your 10 favorite humans, but what about those other 9? Could you imagine if you reached out to all 10 of your favorite humans and all of them were like, sure, I'd love it. And I'd say something very normal, because I put reach out in a way that makes sense for the relationship you have. I have to make sure that we do this the right way. Guys, if I needed Charlie to join and he was like my number 2, like, okay, I'm going to hit this goal, I just need one more, I would not Facebook message Charlie and send him a scripted Emerald like thing about joining my team. I would text him and be like, hey babe, I'm pushing for this goal. I need one more person. You're my person. Will you be my person? Right? If it was my sister, I would call her. My aunt, I'd call her. Like, think about that person in these 10 favorite humans, and don't be that icky friend that just cold messages them. Like, do it authentically to the relationship that you have and let them know, hey, I'm pushing for this goal. We have a new program that's launching tomorrow. You are literally one of the people that I thought of when I'm like, okay, who can I reach out to? Because I'm gunning for this goal. Who would believe in me? Who I want to do this with? You're the one that came to mind. What do you think? Would you like dive in with me this summer? That's it. And remember, they don't have to be enrolled as a coach. They can be enrolled as a PC. But the other thing that I've been explaining to people is that Beachbody is going to reclassify somebody from coach to PC if they don't have their minimum requirements met for coaching. So if you're enrolling your spouse, I say just go for it with coach. You know, don't enroll them as a PC and then try to upgrade it later. Just enroll them as a coach and have the courage to keep building that. Yeah.